call. My name is Chris White with Family First Life, and I've been asked to go over the Home Protector product with American Amicable. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank, Sasha and Sean for inviting me on the call. It's truly an honor and a pleasure to be able to help give back to all they've done for me over the years, and hopefully help with agents, both new and veterans that are not using Home Protector or not familiar with it. I have been using it since we initially signed up with American Amicable back in, I believe it was 2014 or 15. But I've done a lot of it, and it's the primary reason for that is the simplicity of it. I'm just a creature of habit, I think, like most of us are deep inside, and I like easy things, and it's definitely an easy product, meaning underwriting, application, and I'll get more into the details on that, but it's just a comfortable thing for me. And by the way, as I'm sure everybody knows, all our products and carriers are wonderful. I don't really have favorites, but this product just seems to work, and the people there, Rick, just they've helped me personally a lot, understand the product and get a lot of it issued, and I guess that's what at the end of the day it comes down to. The underwriting is more suitable for my understanding. They're easy to contact. Underwriters will talk, and honestly, if there's a way to get a product or an application rather approved, they really generally, in my opinion, look to do that. Where sometimes I've felt with other carriers, yeah, they all want to issue it, but they don't seem to work as hard for me. And that's could be just my perception. But anyway, let me get into the product for you. Home Protector is a simplified issue term product that is renewable up until age 95. It has 15, 20, 25, and 30-year level uh, terms with return of premium option. The return of premium option has changed over I would say about the last year, I believe. And what's happened is they've gone to a 75% return instead of 100, and it's actually worked out okay for me. In the beginning, I wasn't sure, but when you think about it, it's a little bit has a little advantage in the monthly premium department for people, and it's to them it's getting a good piece of what they put into it back, and I don't think if as long as you present it correctly, I don't think they care about that other 25% if they're saving it up front. So anyway, that's my take on the return of premium, and I'll get into the details of it. So for term levels, meaning years of age and years of coverage, 15-year terms, both tobacco and non-tobacco, eligible ages are 20 to 65. 20 years, tobacco, non-tobacco, are 20 to 60. 25 years is where it changes. It's ages 20 to 55, both tobacco and non-tobacco. And 30 years it changes again, ages 20 to 50, both tobacco and non-tobacco. Now, 20-year return of premium, the eligibility ages, both tobacco and non, are 20 to 60. 25-year return of premium, ages 20 to 55. And 30-year return of premiums, ages 20 to 50. Okay, so just keep in mind it's 75%, and your illustrations will show that, which is nice when you run an illustration on their website to do your quotes. If you look at the bottom of those illustrations, it'll give you the cash value, and it also gives you, which I'll get into, the rider disclosures as well. Okay, so all that info is in the bottom. You don't have to do the math to figure it out. And face values go from 25,000 minimum up to all the way up to 300,000 without a swab or anything like that. So keep that in mind as well. The riders, the benefits in riders are pretty cool. There's some kind of unique stuff. They have a total disability rider, which comes in levels of coverage, but basically it's a 60-day elimination. So meaning you have to be out 60 days to use it, and it's a minimum monthly benefit of 2% of the face value, or up to $1,500 max monthly benefit. Okay, you have waiver of premium. You have waiver of premium for unemployment rider, children's insurance agreement. You have accidental death, level term for a spousal rider, terminal illness. And I'll get into these riders specifically, but just to give you kind of a snapshot of what they have. You have accelerated death benefit and chronic illness built into the policy as well. So as far as those go, the chronic illness or critical illness rather, you can sell it in stages of coverage. You can go 25%, 50%, 75%, or 100%. So it's nice because if you have a $300,000 policy, they may not necessarily need $300,000 worth of critical illness, and you can set it up to $100,000 actually. Okay. The chronic illness comes built into the policy. There's no charge for that. And basically, what it says is if a doctor provides the company a written statement attesting that you can't perform at least two of the daily activities, such as eating, toileting, transferring, moving in and out of a bed, which transferring means moving out of a bed, chair, or wheelchair, bathing, dressing, or confidence in the company, that the company can accelerate the death benefit and pay a percentage to the owner, max of up to $150,000. Okay. Terminal illness is pretty much like any other terminal illness. Life expectancy of 12 months or less. They'll pay up to 100% of the death benefit. The accidental death benefit rider will pay, that's ages 20 to 64, will pay a minimum of $1,000, a max of $200,000, or 5 times the face, whichever is less. Okay, so again, the riders and benefits are along lines with the other carriers we have. Now the application is very cool because if you look at it, it's basically it's it's really like 3 pages. Okay, as far as questions goes, there's only 2 pages. So and it's nice because it's very simple if you look at it. And I do mine electronically. I'm looking at a paper one now just so I don't miss anything. But like the important questions are this: they're looking for the information in the last 7 years. Now, let me be clear. That doesn't mean any of the questions in that section 2 where they talk about the last 7 years. If any of those are answered, no, necessarily that's going to be an approval. They're not knockout type questions. So, some of the standard things like heart attack and cancer, if they've ever had them, more than likely they're going to be declined. If you look at the agent guide, which is another great thing they provide for you that all agents should have in their bag because it has the medical ailments and the medication knockout meds with it as well. But the app, for the most part, some of the stuff they're looking 7 years back on is just to me a little easier to understand when you're looking at the app. So they're looking, the typical high blood pressure, heart attack, strokes, diabetes, cirrhosis, cancer, that stuff's either gonna not fly or going to need riders. Or, I'm sorry, not riders, but additional forms for. And if you do it on the e-app, when you're on the e-application, which is amongst the simplest I've had to use, um, as you're moving through those questions, those additional info sheets will pop up, and you can give them all the information there. So you're not missing any paperwork or anything with an e-app. It won't let you do it as long as you answer the questions correctly. Now, if you don't um, answer those, or for instance, high blood pressure, um, if you don't answer that correctly in blood pressure medicine, you really got to drill down, is what I'm saying with the client. If blood pressure medication shows up on the script history and you've checked it as no, or the client forgot they were on it 4 years ago or whatever, they're going to make you go back and get the appropriate information via that paperwork. So make sure you do drill down with your client. That is one thing. If there is anything, it's not going to be just handled with a phone interview. Um, they're going to need the exact info on those particular ailments, mainly being asthma, high blood pressure, diabetes. So make sure that you get all the information on them, because that is one minor pitfall with them. Um, it can't just be explained via a phone call. They want paperwork, supporting documentation with it. If they have blood pressure, you're going to need to know what their approximate last blood pressure reading is. You don't have to put it in exactly. When you're on the e-app, it'll open up and give you a range. And usually people do know that. But the e-app's great. It's, I mean, 3, 4 pages, and it's very simple. A lot of the stuff populates automatically, like the zip code, so it's quick, it's time saving. Um, Underwriting is, in my opinion, super fast. A lot of my stuff gets issued same day or next day. I've just looked at my they have a great website too, by the way, an agent file, e-file website where you can get all your information, all your stats, really on one screen. It's really it's nice. It's not cumbersome like other websites or other carriers' websites I've used in the past. But I looked at the last 70 cases of Home Protector, and I've had 4 declines out of the 70. So overall, it's pretty good. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to approve everything you send. It just means I was able to look at the situation at hand, look at the agent guide, and make sure it fits. And that tells me that what they put into that agent guide and tell you will be approved or not is indeed that. So that makes it just easy and less cumbersome to use for me. Um, you're going to find your policies can be mailed to client or agent. I like that. I like most of my policies to go to the agent. This is an option on the e-app as well as the paper app. By the way, I highly recommend the e-app again. It's just super easy, super quick, and you get it issued same or next day. But clients have you can send the policy directly to the clients or to the agent as well. Um, the riders and benefits, like all carriers, are state specific. So make sure that you are cognizant of that before you quote something. And if you're using the electronic quote tool and you put your state in, it won't let you do that anyway. And when I say American Amicable, some states, like up here in Mass, we're in Boston, they write under Occidental Life in Mass. So the 3 companies that you're going to be able to contract with through Family First Life are basically American Amicable, Occidental, and Pioneer American Insurance Company, depending on where you're located. And make sure that if you're hiring, one thing I've found is if you're hiring agents outside of your state, and you need to check, there's a state availability chart for both products from American Amicable that we sell, that will let you know um, which carrier name they're using in that particular state. So if you're not contracted with them, you'll need to be. For instance, I'm with Occidental. If I hire someone in Texas that's going to write under American Amicable, then I have to have an American Amicable contract too, through Assurance Bay. So just make sure you don't, that way you won't have any policies held up. But again, I wish it was more exciting, but it's for me to do these calls. I'm just a creature of habit. This is a real simple product. They've got a really nice. I'm not big on brochures, but it's nice to leave something behind. I don't sell off of it. I wasn't trained that way, and doesn't mean it's wrong if you're doing it. I just wasn't trained that way, so I don't do it. But they have a really nice home protector brochure that has a really nice snapshot of everything in it. It's got the kind of a synopsis of what the product is. It's got a picture of a house, so it really validates the idea of actual mortgage insurance and not necessarily life insurance. Because when you open it up, it shows the critically ill benefits it provides if you have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, blindness, terminal illness, HIV, contracted performing duties as a professional healthcare worker. So, kidney failure, paralysis, major organ transplant, surgery, and it's got some nice pictures, and it's just I find it just validates and kind of secures in the coverage that you're providing for the client. So do make sure that if you're going to be utilizing this product, have that agent guide. Get yourself some of those brochures, and just take a look at it. And as you're going through it, they're nice. They're easy to use in the home. I put my agent guide right on my home page on my iPad, and I'm constantly going to it when it comes to medications or ailments. It's just right there. I click on the tab, it opens up, and it's right there, easy to use. Height and weight tables in there. Again, knockout meds, ailments, parameters for ailments. Some medications and ailments are okay within a certain time frame. It'll tell you that, and that's it, guys. Hopefully that helps you. It's been a pleasure to be on the call, and if there's anything else I can do, reach out to me if you have any specific questions that I didn't cover or that you're concerned I can't get the answers for. I'd love to be able to help you out. If you can, reach out to me and we can do that. All right, make it a great day. Thanks a lot.